I'm really excited. I mean, I've been getting comfortable, getting more comfortable with my stance and moving around. So these past few days have been probably my best few days in a while. So I'm feeling confident, feeling comfortable. I'm ready to go.
How do you feel physically right now?
Feel great. Feel great, moving great, look great, feel good.
How did you feel?
Good, great, real good.
Was this a hiccup you had last week, whenever it was?
I mean, it's just when you consistently doing the same stuff over and over, and you gotta take some breaks. Like I'm still in the healing process of my recovery, so I mean, it's just it won't really won't nothing crazy. You see, I came back, so I'm all good.
Describe how you were able to lose so much weight in the off season. Was there any particular
I got a new. I couldn't hear you the rest of your question.
particular diet or program you were on, or like?
I mean, I got a whole new trainer, Rich. He called himself the Human Crane. I stayed in Jersey the whole time and trained. So I mean, I give all the credit to him.
Not just the preseason game, but is there significance because of you haven't played in so long? Is there significance to finally get out there?
Yeah, it's definitely a significance. I'm definitely treating this as if it's a regular game. Like for sure, I don't even care if it's preseason or whenever. I'm definitely treating this like it's a regular game.
How important has it been going up against Carlos and against a lot of veteran pass rushers? How important has it been for you to sort of get back into playing?
It's been fun. Like I'm having a great time. I'm going against the best every day, so I'm getting better myself. So I feel great.
So what's been the hardest process for you, like especially not playing in so long?
Trying to get my mental right. Because you got a lot of people that say stuff about you, say little things about you. So just trying to not let the words get to me, and that's probably been the hardest part, trying to get my mental right.
How do you deal with that?
I've been blocking people. Just block them. Simple as that.
On the field, what's the hardest part about, you haven't been out there much in the last 2 years, just going, practicing this many days in a row, having that stuff and dealing with.
The hardest part is just trying to get back to my landmarks and understand my footwork and getting my second step in the ground and getting back to my spot in pass pro. That's probably been the hardest part.
How do you do this whole camp preseason in terms of trying to accomplish what you want to accomplish? And is your goal to be the starter for week one?
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely my goal, to be the starter for week one. So I'm just going to keep grinding and keep stacking days like I've been doing. That's just my whole mindset. Just keep getting better. Get 1% better every day.
You mean specifically the left side of the line? 'Cause I know that's been a big talk, is left tackle, right tackle, right tackle, left tackle.
I mean, wherever they want me at, I just want to be on the field.
Has that been something you had to kind of, understand, like for you, that not just left tackle, but wherever now, I just want to play?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that took some maturing. So, yeah, that's the big thing for me. I just want to play.
A difficult question, but it's very intense, is that there are a number of people that are competing for this offensive tackle job. So if week one comes and it's not you for whatever reason, would you go to the Jets and say, look, I prefer probably a fresh start somewhere else where I am going to be the starter, or could you be content being?
I mean, that's far ahead in the future that I'm not really looking at. I'm just trying to play and trying to get better as days go by, and we see what happens.
Do you treat this as a fresh start for yourself? Do you kind of, we know what you were doing as a rookie, and that you have that on tape. But do you look at this as this is something different now? This is a different year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely look at it like that. Like I'm not the same person that I was 3 years ago. So I definitely like it as a fresh start for sure.
You mentioned before that playing on the other side could be stressful on your knee. Is that still a concern, or do you think, you're going to get to the point?
I'll be able to push through it. It is what it is.
You say you changed from 3 years ago. How so?
I mean,
Outside of your body.
I got a junior. I got more tattoos. I mean, I matured a lot. I've looked at the game a totally different way than I did as a rookie. That's about it.
You said on the right tackle, you said in an interview in May that you said you thought the injury last year came from you playing on the right side, and you sort of said the coaches knew that they should have played you there. Do you feel like the injury last year happened because of the coaches putting you on the right side?
I wouldn't say it was fully on them. It was also my knee was never fully healed. Like I didn't get the right surgery that I was supposed to get. So I mean that played a part in it as well.
They made it pretty clear that this is a competition, right? And you're doing everything you can do to win the job. But why do you think you should win this out and be a starter?
I mean, I put the work in every day. I show up to work every day. Just try to be the best I can be. It ain't really my decision to decide if I'm a starter or not. So I just got to put my best foot forward and show the coach that I'm the best.
When's the last time you competed for a starting spot in your life before being a professional player?
I mean, I've always competed for a starting spot. No matter when I played, like I competed as a rookie.
When you said it wasn't the right surgery, could you just clarify that statement?
So when I had talked to the doctor, I was trying to get the smaller surgery so I can come back and play that year, but my knee never healed correctly, so I should have just went and got the 6-month surgery that I ended up getting last year.
What's changed with your game after losing all that weight? How do you play differently? Have you had to adjust to that, and what's that been like?
I'm lighter, I'm faster, and I feel like I'm stronger. I mean, those are the most important points in my game that I feel like I've improved on.
What's it been like having Aaron Rodgers in the building for you?
It's great. He's a funny guy. He's really funny. He takes control of the team. It's just different, something that I'm not used to. So it's been great. I'm having a great time with Aaron. Huh?
What are you weight-wise these days?
350.
Like prior to this year?
College.
You said you're treating Thursday like a real live week 1 game for yourself, but you haven't played in a while. What are you actually feeling? You're just a few hours away from getting back out there at full speed.
I'm excited. I'm just ready to go. Put my hands on somebody else other than a green jersey. So I'm ready to go. I'm excited.
Any nerves?
Nah.
2 Jets going into the Hall, obviously, over the weekend as you're playing in the Hall of Fame game. Does it add any significance to this first preseason game?
It definitely do. You wanna, they've led the way for us. They've done great things, and it's cool to be able to go to Canton and see all the Hall of Fame buffs. So I'm excited to do that too. So yeah, it's definitely a big significance. You want to show out for them too.
Hey, not to be overly dramatic, right? But you're entering the final year of your contract, your rookie deal. You're fighting for a starting job. Do you feel like this year is kind of make or break for you?
No, I feel like any year is make or break for me. So I mean, it don't really matter to me. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm just looking forward to go play football.
You talk about blocking people, right? Because I think we all probably do it, right? When you don't want to hear the negativity, but it's still hard to manage that in your head and keep your confidence up. What do you lean into to remind yourself that you are the player that you think you are?
I mean, I just lean into myself. Like, I know who I am. I know what I do. No words can define what I do. Like, I know what I do out there in the green grass, so it don't really matter what anybody got to say.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Appreciate y'all.
To you, these first 2 weeks of camp.
I would say the unit has been, it's really unique, man. I've been in the NFL for a long time now as a player and a coach, and the dedication to this game and that this group has collectively is unlike anything I've ever seen, in all honesty. I'm not talking about talent. I'm just talking about the mindset, the attitude, the energy that they bring every single day to get better. It's been really fun to coach them.
We've seen Jermaine Johnson make quite a few plays out here. Just what have you seen from him, and what have you noticed the difference between him this year compared to last year?
Yeah, he's really taken his game to the next level. I see a hunger in his eye and a focus that maybe wasn't there as consistently as it is for most rookies. He's really trying to be the all-around end, which is really hard to find nowadays. You got rushers, you got run stoppers. Typically, you don't have guys that do both really well. And I think he's really focusing on being that guy, and some really encouraging signs out there that he is that guy.
He's so funny to take a big jump last year. Is he any different this year? Can you expect more from him this year 3 in this system and with the people around him?
Yeah, I'm excited for him because, year 1 we talked about he had the foot injury, didn't get the time on task needed, especially for a front like this that is so unique and different than most, and especially the ones that he'd played in. Last year, you saw a guy that was healthy and he was rolling and he was really starting to learn how we do things. Now, a real year under 2 years in this system, in this front, I think he's ready to take another jump. I really do. I'm seeing signs out there just of a guy that is so hungry. It's really it's interesting. Some guys get the contract and they take a deep breath and kick their feet up a little bit and feel as though they've arrived. We've all seen it. I know you guys have seen it. I've seen it in this league many times over. With him, it is the exact opposite. You know, I don't know if he could be more hungry than he was, but I feel that from him. He really wants to be considered the best D tackle in this league, and I think he has an opportunity to do that.
Seems like DJ Reed, both in terms of football and just like mentally and emotionally, is in like a really good place. He just seems like he's very like happy where he's at. Like, what's it like having his energy in the room and in the building?
It's awesome. You know, it's like a lot of times corners, as we know, they're kind of they're out there on their islands, and they kind of stay out there on their islands, and they do their thing, and it's a lonely life, and a lot of time they're introverted and they're kind of into their own thing. We're very fortunate here because both of our corners, DJ and Sauce, and really all the guys behind them in that group, they do have that contagious energy when they hit the field. They've got a level of toughness and swag and confidence that is infectious to the group. So fortunate to have those guys.
We've seen Tony Adams make a couple of splash plays. How's he doing on a down-to-down basis? And would you say he has a leg up for that other safety spot right now?
Yeah, those guys are battling right now. It's an awesome battle because ultimately whoever wins it's going to be better because of this competition. And yet Tony's doing an exceptional job. Not just the plays he's making, because he's definitely making those and he's getting his hands on balls and he's changing our defense in that way. But his level of knowledge of this defense and his communication, and another guy, you talk about his energy, how infectious it is to the group. He's got intelligence, he's got toughness, but he also has this edge to him that brings something else to our defense.
Where's Sherwood at in terms of his progress in the league?
Yeah, Sherwood is, you talk about a guy that defines like intent every day, like he is so deliberate in all that he does. Another guy that he's ready to take that step. Typically, in my experience, because this defense puts so much stress, especially from an athletic standpoint, on the linebackers, when you convert these guys from safeties, corners, nickels, whatever the case may be, typically takes a couple years for them to really grasp playing linebacker. I really feel like he's starting to trigger. He's starting to feel like a real, authentic linebacker out there. So I'm excited for this preseason, for him to really demonstrate that he's taken that next step and he's become a real guy for us.
Back to Tony, how does a guy that's undrafted free agent get your attention and become be in the spot where he could potentially start for a team
Right.
in a top 5 in total defense last year?
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often. I'll tell you what, you can see how he went and drafted from the standpoint of he is so selfless, he is so versatile that, back in Illinois, the nickel got hurt, he went and played nickel, just because he's selfless and he's versatile. And then the corner gets hurt, and then he goes play corner. And then the safety gets hurt, and he goes play safety. And then the dime gets hurt, and he goes and plays dime. And at the end of the day, because of that, as we all know, it's hard to master any one thing, so his versatility almost hurt him at the collegiate level. Now we've given him an opportunity to just hone in on one thing, master the ability to play safety in our system, and you're seeing him just start to take off for us.
Do you like what you've seen so far from McDonald? We were talking to Robert, I think yesterday. He was talking about how, he doesn't have to be that guy, and he compared him to Jermaine last year.
Yeah.
Just kind of developing into the role because
Yeah.
there's so many guys kind of on that line.
Absolutely. We have a ton of depth. Defensive line is definitely our strength, in my opinion. He's a guy that, he's not going to be asked to be the first guy when we play. But saying that, very excited, about what he could be. It's a really unique defensive line. I think that our fastball would definitely be power. We got guys that can hit you in the face and knock you back, and we play with a level of aggression and violence that's different, especially as a collective unit. He is different. Not to say that he doesn't have power in his game, he doesn't have violence in his game, because he does, but he has a different level of explosion and bend and athleticism that it really makes us, he's unique in a group of power rushers. So excited about what he could do. But it's like you said, sometimes having that ability to not be thrown out there into the fire right away lets guys develop at a higher rate because they're not forced to play as much and they can kind of observe and grow at a steadier pace. But yeah, he is a freaky little athlete. Freaky.
What do you expect from Sauce here, too?
he's another one that, similar to Quinnen, gets a contract. Not that we were ever worried about Quinnen, because I never was. We know his makeup. We know his DNA. We knew he was just going to grind and keep getting better. But it happens to rookies, too, similar to getting a contract after that first year. There's all that anxiety going into year one as a rookie. Can I play in this league? Can I start in this league? Can I be a guy? And obviously he demonstrated and proved that last year. And sometimes rookies will take that deep breath, like, I've arrived. I am a guy, Haven't seen that from him at all. If anything, a guy that's even more hungry to learn every release, every tendency by every formation, every pre-snap indicator, all of it. He's that guy that has like this insane athletic profile. Not only long, but fast and quick and all the things that we've talked about, but now his brain is starting to catch up with his athleticism, and that's a scary combination.
How much is having Aaron going to help those guys? Because we see, and I was going to ask you this too, being around the league as long as you have you seen a quarterback spend as much time with defensive players as he does, telling them, this is what you're showing me, you need to disguise this better? Have you seen that, and then how much is that going to help your guys?
Yeah, I've been around a lot of really good quarterbacks, and I have never seen a guy as inclusive as he is. He is constantly talking to the defense, giving them feedback of what he's seeing. It is tremendous, the teammate that he is. He doesn't get enough credit, I don't think, across the league. And I don't know if I would have thought he was that way prior to him coming here, some of the things that we all have heard and seen, but he is a fantastic teammate, and he will be a huge reason why we improve. Huge.
Al Woods talked about how he never really played in a defense where he's allowed to just attack, like you tell him to take the seatbelt off and all that. How much fun has it been seeing him kind of let loose? At 36, he seems like he's still got a pep in his step.
Yeah, and he's got the energy of a younger player. He comes out here and attacks it every day. Yeah, it's going to be exciting for him to reinvent himself in some ways. For his entire career, which has been a long one and a very good one. He's caught, and he's played a lot of 3-4 principles where they read offensive linemen, and and he does world class at that. And he's been one of the best in the league at that for a long, long time. So for him now to get an opportunity to put things on his terms a little bit and jump off the ball and create some havoc, it's going to be exciting to see, because he is a big, powerful man that has more speed and explosion and athleticism than you think.
Jets defenders headed into the Hall as you guys are going into the
Absolutely.
Hall of Fame game. Have you talked to your guys about the significance to you guys in this unit? Does it mean anything special to you to be playing in this game?
I think it always is, yeah. Just like to have the pride within this organization. Sometimes the younger players don't understand the history of it all, so for us to get an opportunity to go back and honor those two players and maybe learn a little bit more about this organization and their legacy, I think that's a powerful thing, and it's something that in the next couple of days, especially leading up to that, we're going to reflect on, we're going to talk about, and I think it's huge for these guys, especially the guys that really want to create their own legacy in this league, and to really follow in the footsteps of guys that have already done greatness, and obviously the two guys that are going in have been great and are great.
I've seen you run the ball out there.
Man, hamstring's still sore. It's embarrassing. Like, I got goaded into that. M is like, he's pointing each way. He sends me to the side of the fans. I'm like, come on, man. Send the fat old guy over there with the fans. I don't know if it was heckling or cheering. It was a little bit of both, probably.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. How about this beautiful day here? Just missed up on Shark Week last week. I hope you all were watching it. It was a good week.
We know you like animals, like kangaroo noises.
You never know what's going to happen when you're in our rooms. But before we get started, I just want to say something real quick. Obviously, last week has been a very unique week, I think, for this organization. And, I've been involved in this business my whole life, 43 years. And as a coach, as a coach's kid, we live in a glass house. We know that. We all live in different rooms. We all got a key for it. And it's one of those things that there's a code, there's a way things are done in that house. And, this past week, it's frustrating and it sucks, but we're all susceptible to it. There are things that you do, mistakes you make, and it costs you time on the field, costs you your job, all those things. And I own all that stuff. I mean, it's that fact. I got no excuses. That's how we live here at the New York Jets. That's how we've lived everywhere I've been. No excuses. So I own all those things, and it's unfortunate that had to happen, the comments that were made, but hey, they did. I'll tell you, I was probably more surprised that they happened now. Was definitely expecting them in week 5. So I'm almost thankful that we got that, out of the way. We all understand where certain people feel and think. And I'll tell you, you can always look at that silver lining. And man, this organization, these players, the coaches, Saleh, just the entire organization, Woody, Jaime, Gelfand, everybody has been unbelievable. I think that's something that is just awesome, and it's brought our team together. Even the old players that I've coached very recently, just being able to, hear them, and it makes you understand that you do this for a very specific reason, for the love of the game, for the love of teaching, for the love of watching people grow. And there's ups and downs. Never get too high, never get too low, and gotta love this stuff. So.
Do you feel that Sean broke that code, like violated that code?
I do, and I just think that within this glass house that we all live in, and it's one of those things. It's very expected. You knew it was going to happen. You knew he was going to handle it that way at some point. It's how it was going all last year, and but hey, now it is what it is, and we move on. I'm very excited about this team. There's been a lot of really good stuff going on here. And I want to be sure we're focusing on that because that's in the past. Learn from your mistakes, move on, all of us.
It sounds like it galvanized the team, but your person, how did that make you feel?
It's not about me. This game is about no one man. I don't care what anybody says. We've got this really cool guy on our team. His name is Aaron Rodgers. He's a really, really good football player, a better person. But the brilliance of Aaron is that he knows he needs more people. I know that as a coach, we can only control so much in everything that we do, no matter what your role is. And so it's not about one guy. Sometimes things are said that are totally uncalled for, and it does bring your team together. And I think that's a beautiful thing. There were some defensive guys I didn't even know that were coming up to me. So, I think that's great. Heck, at first it was, I thought something really bad had happened, by people hadn't heard anything till after I got off the practice field, and then all of a sudden you hear that and you're like, oh, it's just that. Okay, we can deal with that. So, but it's been good for our group.
Why did you say you expected it at some point?
Again, that's all in the past. Those are all things that have continually gone on, and I just think that we need to focus on the now. Let's move on from this. Let's get going. I think it's a great opportunity for our team to come together and we all be great and get better out on that field every day. We got a game in 2 days, y'all. This is crazy. This Hall of Fame game is going to be fun.
He said publicly that he would call to apologize. Has he done that yet?
No.
Do you expect him to follow through on
No.
that, or you don't? Why not?
No.
Would you answer the call?
Never. I've never met the guy, so let's get on from it. That was last week. We can move on from it. Same glass house.
You talked about Aaron. Aaron's always spoken highly of you. He came to your defense strongly the other day. I think even before you got the Broncos job, he was talking to teams about what kind of head coach you could be. What is it about you two and your relationship that he feels that strongly about you to go to bat publicly and even privately for you that way?
I don't know if anybody could ever explain it. I think it's something that is very precious to me, and I'm very grateful for. I think it starts off with just our respect as men, not our football understanding, not our football minds, our football backgrounds, the things that we know. I think it's deeper than that. I think that's what's important in football. I think to have that connection with the different players that you've coached throughout is so important, because when you gain that trust, so much more, you have so much more capability to do great things. And Aaron and I, we've just got to know each other and understand each other and have fun together and fight together. And I think it's just like any family. A lot of people try to take a team and say it's about a family, and I truly believe that. These are the guys that you go through ups and downs, adversity with, and like I said, you fight with, and you celebrate with. And I think that that's just something that we've both been blessed with our friendship and our professional relationship at the same time.
As you prep for this game, obviously Aaron Rodgers is a giant part of the offense, not going to be playing this week. What are you hoping to get out of a Hall of Fame game where your potential future Hall of Fame quarterback's not playing?
Yeah, no, great question. I think anytime you look at a preseason, for us, you obviously never want to show anything specific. You don't want to just go out there and kind of put everything out there. We want to give the guys that are going to go out there an opportunity to play. We want to keep it simple. We want to let those guys go out there one-on-ones, whether it's working on their combination blocks, whatever it might be. We just want to see them play fast and be able to evaluate them in those situations.
coaches are always talking to players about sounding out distractions, right? So it's always you telling the guys sound it out. But then when you become the distraction, so to speak, or you're the headline, how do you sound that out?
Easy, a lot of practice. I mean, you go back to when I was a kid. I mean, all those things. There's distractions all the time. Being, like I said, a coach's kid, being a coach yourself. The truth is that it's a sacred place in that locker room with that team, and that's what is real. Those are the things that everybody knows what really happens in there and what goes on. And as the outside wants to come in, there's going to be opinions made. And we all signed up for it. We know that. And I think that as long as you understand that, hey, that's an opinion. That's part of the. That's why this is the best game ever, because people get to debate it. They get to go on Monday morning and talk about the games before and have the questions and could have done this, could have done that, and that's what makes it great. And you just have to realize that as a coach, and you want the players to understand that and train that, because in the end, it's about what's going on in that room.
One guy that will be playing Thursday is Zach Wilson. Just the growth and maturity you've seen from him during this time.
So, Zach has, I think at first it was, Aaron Rodgers is in the room. It's one of his favorite players. So I think there was a little bit of, being starstruck at first. And then, watching when Aaron and I interact, I like to think of it as getting a PhD in football. So there's a lot of information going. And I think that at first there was so much information getting to him, just continuously throughout, just so much. And I think he's done a great job at now siphoning it down to become Zach Wilson and understanding the different fundamentals and the different things that we teach. And it was really taught all the way back in the day when Aaron first started with Coach McCarthy. And so there's this background of this old school teaching of quarterbacks. So it's been a lot for him, but I think that he has really dove straight in. I mean, today he made a great check, which I don't know if he would have done that in the past. So I think that's one of those things that is such a huge deal. Hey, you were able to get up there, check, protect yourself, do all these things, and let's go finish it. So I just think his understanding, the fundamentals, the beauty of some of these basic plays has been something that it's slowly working to get to the right place. And the good thing is he's got time to learn from one of the great ones. So it's been fun working with him.
Last one from Zach here. Nate, you mentioned how you're a coach's son. Your dad obviously got criticized when he was the offensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember as a kid seeing that and
all the time
about it? Yeah.
All the time. And I think that's why we've always had this as a coaching fraternity, is we all know that there are things that we can't control. But we go out there, we do everything we can to put the guys in the right spot. And, I got to watch my dad coach, see him out on the field, and it's awesome for my kids to be able to see that also. And regardless of what's said, it's not like he meant for that to happen, or you didn't want that. That wasn't the goal, but sometimes things happen. And I think just growing up in this business, you understand you're going to get it from all areas. I mean, otherwise you can't do this stuff. And, my family's been great. I think they're one of the best support groups anybody could ever have.
How meaningful do you think the rivalry?
Hey, just another game.